minutes, let people get on here, talk amongst yourselves till we get some people on here, and we'll have a conversation really about whatever you guys want to talk about. Mark, what's up? Jason, what's going on? How are you? Urban Woodsman, what's up? Steve Molina, Keith Litz, Ron Most, how are you? Tattooed, Ellie Welding, what's going on? How do you cook your chicken for the freeze dryer? Just in a pan, man. Just cubed up in a pan with taco seasoning from Sam's or Costco. Eagle 357, what's up? JT, what's up? Hollingsworth, what's up? Tiger Paw, what's going on? Josh, what's up, man? How are you? Amanda, liked and shared, thank you. Billy Magnum, what's up? Perma Pastures, what's going on? What's up? It was daylight when I walked outside at 6:30, and I thought I'm gonna go run some hoses for about an hour. And here we are at 9:30. I just walked back in, watered the garden, drug hoses to all the trees, to include all the ones on the other side of the driveway. So just dumped a few minutes worth of water on every tree, topped off bird waterers, moved the aluminum chicken tractor again. Manure load's just kind of heavy, right? And it's burning the shit out of the grass. So just doing stuff tonight, 20 degrees cooler, so that I don't have to do it at 100 degrees tomorrow. Draven, what's up? Even got the live notification, right? Sakota, how are you, man? How are you? Perma Pastures, thumbs up. That's right, thumbs up, guys, thumbs up. Evening, my phone says 0 online. I see 45 online and only 27 thumbs up. So come on, guys, hit that thumbs up for us. It helps propagate and tell people that we are online. Beef processing, saying not enough feed due to rail. Beef processing, not enough feed due to rail. Oh, I see what you're saying. You know what the fucking crazy thing about that is? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. I have a whole cow in the freezers. I have 70 some chickens in the freezers. I have probably 100 rabbits in the freezers. We literally have meat in the freezers I pull out and feed to dogs. I had a pretty good steak last night. I had a really good steak Saturday night. I went to the restaurants that we normally go to, and I ordered a giant fucking bone-in ribeye, and they didn't say anything about lack of feed. So not to take that away and say, yeah, it's not true. Of course it's true. They're burning places down left and right. Of course it's true. So if anything, that should tell you to bring on some of your own self-sufficiency, no matter where you are right now, what level you're at, what your capability is, you know, even what you're allowed to do, right? Allowed versus able. Do something. Just do something every day. Do something. Byron Roberts, what's up? Hey, John, Bobby here. Hey, Spags, what's up, man? Keep up the good work. Please keep up the message of self-empowerment. Right on. Thanks, man. Just curious how your kids respect that you are creating generational wealth. Do they respect how it is in the work ethic? John, I have an asshole kid, and so much of an asshole, like he was lighting fires inside of a wooden inside this building, right? So we sent him to live with his father, right? I'm his stepfather. And we sent him to live with his dad because he thought things were so bad here. He actually called me up, messaged me out of the blue a couple weeks ago and said, thank you for being so hard on me. I have work ethic and I have things to show for, you know, how you rode me. So I don't know. I don't know. Cody's here every day. He sees how hard we work. He works right alongside with me. He could always work harder. I think that's what we think as, you know, parents. He puts in an honest day's work. He could literally do 3 times more if he just, you know, focused himself. So the real conversation to be had is, hey, do you want to do this? Because if you want to do this, you're going to have to double what you're doing. Not because I'm going to fire you, not because I'm not going to provide a job for you, but because for you to take over this from me, you can't do it doing what you're doing right now. You're going to have to literally do 3 times more. But then at that point, it will be yours. So when do you have that conversation? I don't know. I don't know. Do they respect what we're doing? Yeah, I think so. They know the benefits that they get for it by far. They've all worked jobs outside of here, and they've all worked jobs inside of here, and they all love working here. Even my kids that aren't here have asked, hey, can I come back and work there? No shortage of heirloom seeds on our farm. Can be one hell of a banging bargaining chip. Yeah, yeah. Picked the first cherry tomatoes. Right on. I just ate a cherry tomato just a couple hours ago. That asylum videos kept me awake last night. Perma. It's definitely in my head because we're going back over there to do. There's some weird shit that happened while we were there. Like I had the drone up. We flew the drone, and I have video of the drone taking off. And I flew the drone for about 15 minutes around the property where the asylum. So the asylum you saw was one of 11 buildings, and we were in 4 different buildings. There are tunnels that connect 6 buildings together, and we didn't go down in the tunnels yet either. So I have 15 minutes of aerial footage that's just black. It's just blank. It's not there. When you look at the footage, you see the drone take off from the hood of the 4Runner. And when I fly back and I land, you see the drone land. None of the footage from up in the air is there, though. So that's kind of weird. We're going to do some tunnels. There's about 2 miles of tunnels. You can get lost for hours under there. So we're just, you know, having that planned out right now. We're taking 550 cord and zip ties and chem lights and all kinds of stuff so we can kind of set a breadcrumb trail for ourselves. And then the other thing, too, with those is there's no maps of them. So I think we're going to kind of build some maps as we go. But we're definitely, there's a lot more footage. You guys haven't even seen 10% of the footage so far. Did the Mustang ever get running? No, it's not running. It's sitting in my fucking way. I literally want to light it on fire. EDC patches, what's up? How are you, Richard? Cool camo and thread idea. I thought it would be woodland toxic. We've done a couple pieces in there. Woodland orange looks really good. Woodland orange looks really good. But woodland toxic, that's kind of an odd one. Would you like it? Yeah, you probably would. I don't have any intention of running it. The only way you would ever get that is on a custom order. How are your meat birds? We lost half of ours due to heat. So I had one die. One was dead yesterday. Don't know why. I'm down to probably 40. We started with 50. So I'd say we're doing good with them, man. I'd say we're doing real well with them. I just took the dead one, threw it over the fence, and the dog, you know, ate it. It was swamp gas. Yeah, maybe so. Which asylum? There's Western State Asylum. There was 4 of them in Tennessee. There is an old one about an hour outside of Jackson, Chris. It was built in 1890s when they started populating it. Shut down in like 1860s, maybe. I mean, 1960. Exploring the silent building, is there a concern for passing through a doorway and then it locks? Now, we have the ability to open anything that's there. We have a little bit of equipment with us, but no, those locks have long been cut off. There are a couple of doors that are locked, but when you pass them and go into the next open door, the rooms are connected. So there was nothing we needed to get into. There was one door coming up the stairwell on floor 3 that we couldn't get into. So we just went back down to floor 2, walked over to the next stairwell, went up to 3, and we were able to walk right through. There is massive damage. I don't know when it happened, but somebody was in there with a jackhammer, it looks like. Maybe sledgehammers, but probably jackhammer, because they were stealing all the copper out of the buildings. What's going on with the awning project that runs the entire span of your building? Jason, $45,000 of concrete. That's what's going on. Buildings here, kits here, everything's here. We just have to have the concrete put in. So if you wanna pledge and crowdfund that, I'm sure we could have it done next month. But I have a lot of shit I can spend 45 grand on right now, and that's kind of what's happening. Just unsuredness and 100 projects that I want to do. The question is, which one do you do first, right? Have you ever been to Waverly? Are you talking about Waverly, Tennessee, or are you talking about Waverly Sanatorium? I have not. I watched several hours worth of videos and all the hashtags on Instagram for it. There's not much of it left there. Like if you look at 1,000 people who have used that hashtag, they've all got the exact same photos. Like if you look at the photos on Instagram of Waverly, there's nothing you're gonna see at Waverly that you didn't already see on the internet. As cool as it is, and as much documented history as there is in interviews with people that were actually there, there's very little there. The contents are long, long gone. The stories are still there. There's 2 autopsy tables. There's 6 or 8 chillers where they put dead bodies. The body chute's there. There's an old operating table, and there's 1 operating light. There's gargoyles on the back side of the building. One of them has fallen down and is sitting on the ground. But other than that, it's just a concrete empty shell, which is Waverly. You can go there, you can get tours there, you can get guided tours. We could even rent the entire place out if you want to go. Chris, yes, we went to Bolivar. There's actually 11 different buildings there, as well as part of it is still occupied. There's also 2 separate graveyards there. John Witherspoon, what's up? Never heard of Georgia Tan until the video. Ah, shit, I just dumped this whole cup out. Almost all of it went in that trash can. Iridium Group, what's up? Chris, we were 10 minutes from you. Awesome, man. Awesome. We've been up there more than once. I've got some friends that do a lot of exploration up there. Yeah, so the one right across the street from Walmart, that's the original old one. The rest of them are pretty modern compared to that. What's up, Perma Pastures? Your live tonight was really good, Bobby says. I actually messaged Billy right as I was coming inside about 30 minutes ago and said the exact same thing. Dallas B, what's up? We have an old hospital here in New York City where they kept Typhoid Mary till the day she died. Yeah, it's an island. It's an island. You're not supposed to be out there, though people do go there. It would be a badass tourist place if they would open it up. Ryan Ray, what's up? My wife's mom worked there for a few years. Chris, I'm looking for somebody to interview that worked there. I would like to talk to people that were actually there. Brian Moreno, what's up? Just got notification of the live stream, Tap Medic. We've been on for 13 minutes. So what do you think about the Georgia Guidestones being blown up? I think they should learn how to tamp their explosives. I think they should have used something to direct the pressure in a manner that would have dropped all of them. Whoever did it, fuck, good on them. I don't miss them. Apparently there's a lot of conversation about the time capsule under it. I don't know why it's not out there, but they dug it up. The time capsule had a 1979, I believe it was, Playboy magazine signed by Burt Reynolds. There was a few hundred Quaaludes in there, and there was an 8-track tape in there. There was a few other little things too, I believe. And a lot of people are not aware that those things have been there for over 30 years now, right? I was always under the impression they just showed up maybe a decade ago, but those things were there like in the 80s, right? Did you know that? They sit on public land, apparently. They are 666 miles to the UN building in New York. There's a lot of weird numerology things around those things. Southeast Texas, what's up? Locals wanted them gone. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. I don't care that they're gone. More power to them. See, the right side never plays the game that the left side plays. The rights are all passive, and violence isn't the way, and turn the other cheek kind of bullshit, right? While the left is not, like when we say left and right, there is no more left. The right is what the left used to be. And the left is so much more insane than ever before, right? They're burning down all these fucking birthing clinics, like these low-income birthing clinics, where they give you like prenatal vitamins and baby clothes. They're burning them down. And to better that, right? Jane's Addiction, or whatever the fuck the group is called, they're taking credit for it. So why don't the feds just go in there and arrest every fucking motherfucker whose name is on that website? And they're going to go, well, I didn't do it. Okay, but your website, you are hosting a website. You own the website for this group, taking fucking responsibility for burning down and arsoning and firebombing all these places. So you can sit in custody until you give us some fucking names, and then we'll go round them up. Do you think for 1 second the FBI doesn't know who's fucking bombing those buildings? The FBI has been weaponized. The FBI is, in fact, the enemy. This dude from Michigan is a blue collar who announces he's running for president, and he's really serious about it. No idea who that is. I like the black dude that made the video with the AR-15 about why do I need my AR-15, and there's like 100 Klansmen running at him. What's he running for? I like his fucking commercial. I received the t-shirt I bought for my oldest son, Tom's 37th birthday. Super fast shipping, great shirt he will love. Right on, thank you. Thank you. Anthony Hudson is his name. I like him. Is that the black guy? The Guidestone's cap broke on the opposite side of the explosion. I don't think it was a bomb. What do you think it was? What do you think it was? It looks like a bomb. They got video footage of a car, but who knows, man? Who knows? They're going to tell you what they want to tell you. Seemed an homage to Olmsted Associates. I don't know what that is. They were built April of 1980. There we go. Playboy 8-track and Hypnotics. Yeah, Quaaludes Hypnotics, is that what they are? Howdy, Southeast Texas. Locals wanted them gone. I was waiting on this info. I might need to order some more Daypack side pouches. They fit my homemade Molly panels right on. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Waverly showed up. Waverly showed up on S2 Underground brief for church fires today. Iridium, I listened to it. I heard that too. Amanda and I were talking about it a couple hours ago. A lot of churches burning down. That's Waverly, Tennessee, which is where that big flood was here last year. It's about 15 minutes from here. Did a long post on Olmsted, very historic family, built many of the monuments and parks in America. Got it. Anyone else near a click? Anyone else hear a click and had your windows go blank when he said the FBI? Weird. One of their last associates died in 1978, and they moved the business 7980. Energy weapon? Oh, maybe. Maybe. Plus, they ripped the rest of the Guidestones not even 24 hours later. Yes. Looking forward to the Swale workshop. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to see it happen. You're going to participate in it happening. Hands-on. Great people are going to be here that have done many of them. They're going to put the install in. So, I mean, you can watch all the videos, but until you really see it, you don't, like I watched 100 videos on swales. I could tell you how to do it and you'd be convinced that I had done it. But until we really put them in and did some of them, I had no idea how they really, it just didn't click until we had them. Our church has had more armed security lately. Today, they had a K9 unit. So my sister worked for the Graham family, Billy Graham's family. Went to South Africa with them. She did security for them. But the local church, her and her boyfriend, who was an ex-team guy, right? They did security for the last fucking 30 years. Their churches in San Diego have had heavily armed security. They also haven't had any problems. But I mean, they had pastors in San Diego where activist groups have come in and stabbed preachers. They've had bomb threats, all kinds of shit. Like they do big things like at the San Diego Stadium and shit. So they have, a lot of security come in prior and do bomb sweeps and K9 units and all that shit. I think it's a good idea nowadays to, have some kind of security. Three mag shingles. We just did 2 more batches of these things. We don't seem to be able to keep them around. ODH harnesses. Every one of these will ship orders. There's a lot of them here. Memorial Day bags. These will go in boxes and ship orders tomorrow. Belts. Every one of these belts will ship an order. The time capsule thing was a meme, by the way. There was nothing there. Okay, hadn't heard that. Didn't know that. There was nothing there because you were standing there when they dug it up, or you saw them dig it up, or you just read something that said that. I don't care either way. I'm just, how do you know, is the question. Rallyman subloads right here. The guy who was the construction manager was the director of a Rotary Club. So I was invited to speak at a Rotary Club meeting once. They never invited me back. Imagine that. Want me to cite laugh out loud? No, I don't give a shit, James, is what I'm telling you. I asked you a question that you didn't answer. How do you know that? Because you read it someplace. Is there a video of them digging up the time capsule and there was in fact nothing there? Do we believe they even dug up the time capsule? I'm of the belief of don't believe fucking anything that they tell you, right? 88 and rain. I would love some rain. I would love some rain. Love some rain. I can tell you I've never seen the Georgia Guidestones. I can tell you I've never been called or felt like I should go and spend my time seeking them out and reading them. I would also tell you that I don't give a shit that they're gone. I would also tell you that I don't know that they were ever really there. I mean, I believe they were there, but it just doesn't fucking affect the temperature of the water in my pool. You know what does? I spent all weekend with my wife doing whatever we wanted to do. We had some fucking pretty good meals. We did some more urban exploration at some big closed down facilities, some old plants and stuff this weekend. Did a lot of stuff on the property. I was out. I put water on every single one of my fruit trees tonight. I've dealt with all of my animals a half a dozen times this weekend. I've got a ton of food production here. I've got a ton of footage to video. We're putting up 5 videos on YouTube every single day. We're making posts on Instagram, on Facebook, on Locals, on Gitter, on True Social, right? We're everywhere. If you can't find us, it's only because you're not making an effort to find us and see what we're doing. If ever you're like, man, I haven't seen SOE or I haven't seen John's post in a long time, it's only because you're not looking. We're everywhere. And we spent all weekend, as a matter of fact, we spent all last week doing a ton of shit that we want to do that makes us all better. If you do business with me, here's a ton of orders that are shipping out first thing Monday morning. Those are all boxed up. These are more orders on the other side here. All of these right here, those bags will all go in these boxes, and all of these boxes will ship right here. 50 hybrid poplar, 50 hybrid poplar. I got willows also. I got wool blankets. We got a ton of Swedish wool blankets that we brought in. We got to put up on the website. Go try to find a 100% wool blanket, like an old military, blanket. Fucking almost impossible to find. We bought a couple cases of them. We're going to put them up for resale. Great narration on the video. John, I just read off a bunch of different things, and my guy made them sound good. I do not, I was very surprised how good it sounded when I saw the final version. Paul Revere, what's up, buddy? How are you? Up to 81 likes. Pump those numbers. Right on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Put them up tonight. I will order 3 of the blankets. Probably won't happen tonight, man. That's on Amanda. Spent my weekend with my wife without kids or anyone else to deal with. Patrick, man, we've raised all our kids. Some of them are still here, but we are not responsible for them anymore. We get to run and do whatever we want, really. I bet my new pouch is in that bunt, probably. When, where are we putting the wool blankets? They'll go up on SOE, on the SOEtacticalgear.com. And we'll probably put links up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, when we put them up. Or maybe they'll go, they might last till the email. Browsers crashing, but Elberton Granite Association said Friday morning the granite maker was not placed at the site at the same time as the guide stones did not exist until '82. Season with time. Thank you for the $2 super chat there. Spent my weekend with my wife. Read it. Also knows he's killing it. They were interesting, but there are better and more curious things in the world that are much, much older. Yeah, absolutely there is. Absolutely there is. Did anything on the Georgia Guidestones seem like it was in your best interest? I would say no. I would say it's not. I can't find a video on them opening the Guidestone. Roger that. Those little octopuses look great. They were great. They always have like sesame oil on them. They're very good. They are. The only way they'd be better is if they were crawling around the table. Would love to hear my Rotary speech. Well, the people that invited me don't like James Yeager, so by proxy they don't like me. And I'm like, you motherfuckers wouldn't even have restaurants in this town if it wasn't for Tactical Response being here. So while you're all gossiping about James, you should probably also thank him because you wouldn't have restaurants. I go, and as a byproduct, you don't like me because you don't like James. And you should thank James that I'm here because you have a post office, and you wouldn't have a post office if it wasn't for my company being here in this town. You were on the closure list. And they all looked at the post office, the postmaster, she was there. And she's like, it's true. You have a post office because of SOE. And a couple of like snotty, uppity bitches got up and actually left. It was fucking pretty wild. So the meeting was at the hospital, at the cafeteria. So nasty food, like just what you would think hospital cafeteria food looks like. But anyways, I wasn't invited back. I also wasn't invited to join Rotary Club. If you don't like James Yeager, you won't like, yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. When did we post the video from Western State? A couple days ago. It's up on the live. It's up on YouTube. Did you see Arizona passed a law you can't film a police officer within 8 feet or it's a misdemeanor? Well, then they probably shouldn't walk up and talk to fucking citizens then. Because if you're going to have an interaction with anybody, you should be able to have documentation of your side. So fuck them. Fuck them. Right? You mentioned your Blue Eddy setup. What sort of solar panels did you? I'll show you. Thank you for the $5 there. I will come back out here and show you what my solar panels look like. They actually came from Blue Eddy. Right here. Let me see if I can prop this up and we'll open some up. So I have 3 of these. see that? Yeah, you can see that. Right there. They have kickstands, so these are quad panels. They're 24 by 24, each one. Right? So this is 2 feet by 8 feet. And they've got these. So I have it upside down here, but that's the kickstand, and they've got a couple kickstands on here. And then it's got this waterproof pocket right here that holds all of your cables and everything. And those are 10, 12 feet right there. And then I've got extension cables. So I have 12 panels that will run in and charge that unit. These weigh probably, I don't know, 20 pounds a piece maybe. Everything having to do with solar generators is heavy. So you're not going to really backpack them like if that's your plan. You can get smaller battery packs that are lighter. And these are true put-through wattage. Like when you plug these in, they'll take every bit of it. A lot of these units, when you see them, and they talk about all the solar panels you can attach and how many battery banks, well, yeah, you can attach them, but they'll only take so many watts of input. Whereas this system, it'll handle all of the input of all of the 3 units together. What do those run? I bought it as a package, man. I'm almost 6,000 bucks. I'm $6,500 probably with the solar panels, 2 of these battery packs, and the main unit. And then it came with some other shit too. But these cables to connect this shit are super beefy, right? That's like a trailer controller almost. But I mean, they're super rugged. Like they're very industrial, and they're packaged very nicely for sure. I just tested my 200 watt Bobo panels bought months ago with my Blue Eddy A2 Max. Work quite well, but wonder if the Blue Eddy panels work better. I don't know. I bought it all as a package. I bought it all together, and it was expensive, but I just felt like it stayed in my head over and over for years, and I just wanted something that I could run quietly, and I wanted something I could charge solar if I needed to. And I figure with those solar panels and that setup too, I could use it to charge electric bikes if I need to. What's up with the feds, i.e. Department of Education, Interior, Wildlife, and others buying ammo? While I continue to see that, and I do think it's fucking very suspect, I believe they've always bought that stuff. What a lot of people don't realize, like Southern Pacific Railroad, they have a huge anti-terrorist unit and SWAT team. NASA, huge anti-terrorist unit and SWAT team. All your rail companies, huge anti-terrorist unit and SWAT team. Postal inspectors have always had that. IRS has a military enforcement unit, right? So yes, it's happening, but is it something that's new? I don't think it's something new. And my other suspicion too is arm up those units so that if the government ever wants to fucking put down the people, or martial law or whatever, and your mainstream enforcements won't go along with it because they actually believe their oath. Clearly, other agencies would definitely go along with it. Just like if you ever read 299 Days, the F troops and the F cards and shit like that. Bureaucrats, right? Half of the population of the United States works, produces something, and people give them money by choice because they want their goods or products. Bureaucrats only are employed and are only paid because citizens are forced to do business with them, whether they want to or not. And their payroll, their check is paid by stealing or threat of jail or threat of men with guns coming to your house, right? Do you choose to go to the Department of Motor Vehicles? Do you choose to go to the court system? Do you choose to pay a traffic ticket? No. And if you don't, they will issue a bench warrant. And if you don't show up for court, they will send guys that will kill you under the wrong circumstances, right? Their paycheck is only paid by stealing from you. And that's all those agencies that are buying all those guns and ammunition. None of them exist because U.S. citizens choose to do business with them. Hobotech. Yeah, Hobotech's got a great YouTube channel. He plugs in coffee pots and heaters and all kinds of shit, runs them head to head, has all his timers and his video monitors. Great channel, great channel. There's a kid with a similar channel too. They own ammo stock, possibly. Georgia Guidestone's blown up. Who really did it? They knocked it down real quick. True, true. There's some thought out there that it wasn't blown up, and maybe it was a direct energy weapon. All kinds of shit. Who knows? But you know what? You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect a single person here on this video. If anything, I think that you would be glad it's gone. Did you hear that I believe the GOP wants to pass a law that will prevent the IRS from buying ammunition? Great. It's just a talking point. They won't pass a law about anything. They won't get the votes for it. Is the ultra mega super kit bag new? It is. It's the exact same kit bag. I thought I was going to walk over here and show you one. I don't know where it went. It's the exact same size dimensions. Has a secondary ballistic liner on the bottom, and the walls inside are Velcro lined. Not in my circle of influence. That's right. That's right. Evening all. Check out Hobotech. Yep. They buy it to pay off their pals. Yeah, probably. Did you buy the electric bikes? I do not have electric bikes. I'm not sure what I'm getting. I think I'm going to buy an Ubco. Probably 2 of them. When you look at electric bikes, you really should look at the reviews on electric bikes. Can you buy a $2,000 electric bike? You can. $6,000 is about where the fucking the real bikes come in, though. Have I ever had German chocolate pie? I have not, but I have a German chocolate cake here that I ate a ton of this weekend. It's also a way for each agency to line item their extra money into ammo purchasing for agencies who need more money. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Wanting to spend around $2,000 looking for a setup. Are we talking solar generators, man? So look at the big names and then compare them to some of the small names. If you buy Blue Eddy, Goal Zero, Jackery, if you buy any of those big names that you know, I don't think you can go wrong with them. And keep in mind, the battery technology is changing pretty quickly, right? How come every time you buy the latest $200, $300 Surefire flashlight, a couple months later they come out with one that runs twice as long? They have to sell the old technology before they can bring the new out. Otherwise, they'll never be able to sell the old technology. So be aware of that. And how much, and be honest with yourself too. This setup here, it's super fucking heavy, like really heavy. They make some that are way smaller. Would you be better off having 10 small ones or 1 large one? Because you can always carry more with you. You can always chain them. So just be honest with yourself. Like, I bought this big, huge fucking setup, like $6,500. I'm going back and buying a couple small ones just because I want to keep them in each of the trucks. And then I also have pocket ones. I have ones that go in my pocket that will just jam. They'll recharge all my drone batteries wherever we are. They'll recharge my Surefire. They'll recharge my GoPro batteries at any time. I can just have them plugged in the pack and running the charger just like I do when they're in the center console in the trucks. Wanting one for my mobile van setup. Right on, Liberty. Jose, how are you, man? Try to send you some German chocolate pies from tipping there. Awesome, awesome. Right on. I'll be camping at the Swale. Right on. Any suggestions? Yeah, bring all your camping shit. That's my suggestion. Won't be a problem, man. It'll be easier than anywhere else you've camped, probably. There's a wasp over here the cat's fucking with. I don't know how he doesn't get stung. At least one big solar generator to keep frozen food. Yeah, okay, there you go. There you go. So Overland Explorations, guys, what freezer or refrigerators are you using in your rigs? I know ARB makes one, but there's another one that's, I can't remember the name of it. It's supposed to be way better. So lots of talk of Georgia Guidestones, right? What I would ask all the guys having the Georgia Guidestone conversations or, oh my God, the IRS is buying ammunition. How many times did you work out this weekend? Pull your shirt off, pull your pants off, stand in the mirror in your underwear, and be honest with yourself. It doesn't matter to me at all. Be honest with yourself. With that body you have right there, if you're prepping, you're homesteading, you're doing any of the things you're doing, with that body you have right there, is it advantageous to your success or is it a liability to your success? And how many times did you work out this weekend? And how many times did you work out this last week? Because working out is free. It's free. It doesn't cost thousands of dollars for a solar panel. It doesn't cost fucking parts you got to bolt onto your truck. It's free. Paris, what's up, man? No pants, that's right. With 10 acres of property, would you host an Overland event at the compound? Jason, yes. We have talked about that several times. I absolutely would. Because what's the biggest part of an Overland Expo, right? It's a Overland overnight camping car show. Right? That's what it is. It's a car show with vendors that have tons of cool shit, and you get to see how their rigs are put together. I absolutely would do that. We went to Overland Expo in North Carolina a couple years ago. We're set up as a vendor. Why do you go? You go because you want to sell some of your wares, enough to pay for your trip, to walk around and look at other dudes' trucks. Yeah, I would absolutely do that. I would think a dual fuel fridge freezer would be the ticket, propane and electric. I've not heard of a propane electric freezer. I've heard of, propane freezers. You have to do it fully naked. So when you see your fupa, you are motivated. Dometic, that's them, buddy. Dometic, that's what I was thinking of. We watched the Dometic guy at Overland Expo, and it rained, right? So we're literally walking around in mud up to our knees. Like if you had muck boots on, the mud went up over the boot. We watched this dude with a two-wheel drive. What are those motorcycles? Those old, like they had them back even in the 60s. Two-wheel drive motorcycle. Super low, like a little tank, painted army green. He would put these DeLorme freezers and fridges on the back rack and drive them because everybody wanted to buy them, but they didn't want to haul them through the mud. So he's like, if you buy it, I'll deliver it to you for free. Rokon, that's it. And he rode that fucking thing all weekend long through mud. Like, it was so muddy, half of the motorcycle was in the mud. And I tell you, it was very impressive to see him ride this thing around in mud. I went with the EcoFlow data. So I was going to buy the EcoFlow. I liked that it said you could put 96 batteries on. But the truth is, when you bought the EcoFlow, they weren't shipping them. You couldn't get it right away. I was going to buy it because Marfugel had it. And when you look at the math on it, it's not as good as the Blue Eddy. I like the packaging. I like the way it's set. I like that when you set them on top of each other, they nested. They have some kind of latch assembly. I liked everything about them. I liked that Marfugel had them on there and said he was running his show 100% off of them. I liked it. I liked that you could put up to 96 batteries on that sucker. And I still might buy one. I might buy a few more of them just to kind of have them and do comparisons on. We used to ride up the country and float them back down the rivers. Rokons are legit, if slow. Yeah, they sure look like it, Iridium. It weighs 100 pounds. It's 3,000, seems solid. All the big vendors have a solid competitive product. I would agree with that. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those. I don't think you could. And I think if you're willing to do it and you're not just a parts collector, see, I'm a terrible parts collector. I'm really good at buying parts, but when it comes time to putting them together, I have 2 other buildings full of things that I've started and not finished. So I've said for the last 30 years, when like there was all kinds of plans and little pamphlets you could buy on how to make these battery, what we call solar generators today, right? You would buy a couple of these iron golf cart, some of these big golf cart batteries, and you'd buy this little, dolly and a tough box, a plastic box to put them in, and a charge controller, and some cigarette lighters so you could plug in and charge things. It was before USB ever existed, right? So you would take these things and put all these parts together and put it on a golf cart and have this fold-out solar panel, right? You could plug it into the wall right here, and then when the power goes out, you're already charged. And then a couple days later, when you run the batteries down, you can take it outside during the day and charge it up with solar panels. I've said for the last 30 years, as soon as somebody packages that up in a nice package, billion-dollar industry. And then what happened? Goal Zero came out and packaged their shit real nice. And then 100 other companies showed up and did the same thing. And now that's what we're calling solar generators today. Great idea. Great idea. IceCo and Alipicool, good budget options. Not heard of them. Hunted deer with one in the Rocky Mountains for a long time. Right on. The FUPA stays on during sex. Got any recommendations for dirt bikes dual sport? Down zero. If you're asking me that, it's not going to matter what you buy. Buy what you can get, number one today, and buy what you can get service for. You can never go wrong with an old Honda XR. It'll literally drive up a tree. You can get parts for it. The patents have run out, so you can get parts from a lot of different companies. But they're not luxurious, right? They don't have beautiful suspension on them. They don't have new ergonomics. A lot of them don't even have dual disc brakes. Some of them have drum brakes. But by now, you can put all those parts on, right? I own an XR650R. It still has the inspection tag from the Baja 1000 race. Badass bike, badass. I have an XR400. Even cooler bike because it didn't come with an electric start. The guy I bought it from took a EX400 four-wheeler, bottom end off, so it has a starter on it, right? I've got HID lights. I've got LED lights on it. It's got Race Tech suspension. It's got an Olin shock. It'd probably cost you 10, 12 grand to build the bike. I bought that thing from a dude. It's badass. I never ride it. Just be honest with yourself. Are you using this as an excuse because you need it as part of your preps because you need a dual sport bike? The real answer is if you don't ride this bike on a pretty consistent basis, you're probably going to hurt yourself when the time comes to really need this bike. It has to be part of your lifestyle and part of your life plan. I don't think you'll go wrong with any of them. And then be honest with yourself too, right? Do you just want a cool looking bike that kind of looks like a dirt bike, but 90% of it is really a road bike that just looks like a dirt bike? Well, Kawasaki makes that. It's called the KLR. And let's be honest, it has hard plastic, so when you crash, it breaks. It's not dirt bike plastic, but it's a pretty reasonable street bike, right? It's a 650. Suzuki makes the DRZ in the 400, 450s, 250s. Those are pretty cool bikes. They're more dirt bike than street bike. And then you have the Hondas, right? The Honda XR, which is the older, which is now called the CRF. And they make a CRF road legal version. It used to be called Honda XLs or Honda XRs. The difference between the XL and the XR was typically that the XL could be street legal and the XR was not. But those are 90% dirt bikes, which happen to be able to be street legal, and you can put them on the street in most states. So, I mean, you just, and you're asking a dude too who hasn't really looked at bikes in the last 5 years. I own 24 dirt bikes. Most of them are dual sports or dirt bikes of some manner. I don't ride them very often. Well, let's be honest, I don't ride them ever. So get what you can, and the market is insane today. The market is crazy. Same with side-by-sides and four-wheelers, right? I bought a Sportsman 850, Polaris Sportsman 850 maybe a year ago at the first Self-Reliance Festival. I bought it that day. I paid $7,000 for it. I could sell it right now for $10,000 tonight, no problem, no question. Here's that 400, right? Right there. Looks pretty nasty, covered in dust because I don't ever ride these. But into the world, we're leaving, not coming back. That's the one we're taking, right? You want to jump some stuff and do some tabletops and some doubles and triples. There's a brand new YZ250 two-stroke, right? Monster Energy, an 85 big wheel. That was actually one of Team Kawasaki's sponsored motorcycles right there. Little CRF 70. I think I have 4 or 5 of those. I've got a couple CRF 100s. And then I've also got one that's a little bigger that's street legal that Amanda had. I've got a Ninja 250, I've got a Ninja ZX6, and I've got a R6. You know, I don't ride those bikes. What's out that I actually ride? This is the last one I rode. It's a little Grom. It's pretty fun, pretty neat. You're not going to put a ton of weight on it, though. Disclaimer, I know nothing about this topic, just wondering. Are you the dude that asked Enduro's still a thing? Oh, got it. Yeah, Enduros are still a thing, very much. They call them dual sports now. Dual sports. Thinking about vehicle preps makes me concerned with EMP. Most vehicles today can't even be EMP proof. That's not true. All about the little green chips. Jeremy, EMP Shield makes several devices for vehicles. They make devices for side-by-sides, and they make devices for like your lawnmower and your motorcycles. I have them. I have them on a lot of my vehicles. We have them on a lot of the power panels in the building here. I have a box over here. I have an EMP Shield code. If you would like to do business with them, it will give you a discount. And the EMP Shield code is SOE. So if you go to EMP Shield and you put in the code SOE, I have a box full of EMP Shield stuff right here to be installed more. What about go-karts? Go-karts are neat. I think that you're fooling yourself if you're going to buy a go-kart for like doomsday, right? Or even for normal use. Like we use four-wheelers and side-by-sides here every single day. If I had a go-kart, it'd be of no use here. There's places on the property that a go-kart couldn't even go. I got a Buell XB9 sport bike. Rode with my friend's DRZ 400, and now I kind of want a dual sport. So the problem with the Buell, and maybe it's not a problem, I don't know. The Buells were super cool, right? The Buells won a bunch of the Formula Open Grand Prix races, the road races and stuff. But Harley Davidson dropped Buell, and then Buell is no longer in existence, right? Could you go tomorrow and buy any single part for a Buell locally? And the answer is no, you can't. Could you get one off the internet? Yeah, eventually, maybe. Is a Buell really what you want? I don't know the answer to that. KTM makes some badass dual sport bikes. BMW makes some badass dual sport bikes. The question is, where's your supply line, right? If I was in California, no problem. You could go get parts for any of those bikes any day of the week. Here in Tennessee, you might have a dealership in Nashville, maybe. Have an EMP Shield on your Tacoma. Easy install, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, the Buell is fun, but finding parts is a pain. Yeah, man. Your parts plan for Buell is to buy 2 more Buells, right? Buy 2 more Buells. Buy one with a blown up motor so you have all the chassis parts, and then buy one with a good motor, but something fucked up, maybe been hit on the front end, so you have an extra spare motor, right? That's your parts plan. I would rather have an ATV for doomsday than a go-kart. Oh, 100%, John, 100%. Into the world, we're leaving here, might not come back. Scout vehicle, reconnaissance, tow extra supplies for barter trade at the farmer's market, right? Side by side all day. I have razors, we jump them, we do crazy shit with them. Am I better off with like a Polaris Ranger? Yeah, probably. It's easier to get in and out of. It doesn't, you know, but for riding around the property here where I have to go through fences several times, I ride most of the day. I ride a 4-wheeler side saddle. I don't even straddle it. I just ride it side saddle to where I need to be, jump off, hit the front brake while it's still moving, open the gate. Right about the time I've got the gate open, the 4-wheeler has stopped its momentum, and I just jump back on side saddle and ride to where I need to ride. It just depends how much weight and how many people, right? I've got a 4-seat razor, got a 2-seat razor. They'll do 75 miles an hour down the road. I can run into things. If I need to run off of the road into a drainage ditch, not a problem whatsoever. Fully capable. But I've got another $15,000 in suspension on both those cars, right? You want to be comfortable. The Polaris North Star, right? It's a Polaris Ranger North Star. Glass windshield, wiper blade, power windows, air conditioning, heating. Put a plow on it. Works great all year round. It'll do 70 miles an hour down the road. My Polaris Sportsman 850 4-wheeler, it does 75 miles an hour down the road also. I could run 2 up if I had to. I could run another person. Amanda could ride on the bike with me if we had to. I added racks, right? It's got big rack front, big rack back. That's a 50-pound bag of feed. I usually run around with 5 or 6 bags of feed, so 300 pounds on the back rack all the time. It's Amanda's little 450. We run that thing. We've pulled trailers with it. That's my 660 Yamaha. Not as fast, but I mean, you see there's a pretty good sized trailer hooked up to it right there. It just depends what you're doing. Are those sunflowers? I don't have any sunflowers out here. What am I looking at? Onions. So those were onions. Little box of onions, right? Little rubber band of onions for salads and shit. And I just sprouted them and popped them in there. Those have been there for 3 years now. Every year they go to seed and they grow onions down in the gravel too. Those were there when Josh was still here. This rosemary, same thing. This mint, same thing. Those have been in those beds for 4 years now, probably. Tomatoes, dill, a lot of watermelons over there. I've got cantaloupes in one of these whiskey barrels. Okra across there. The aquaponics, let's see if you can see it. Growing like it crazy, right? The water hyacinth is insane. Here's a bunch of willow trees I still need to plant right here. It's just been so fucking hot, man. I've been outside working during the morning and literally throw up. It's so hot. Do you know any Korean restaurants that you can recommend in San Diego? By Mesa College, yeah, man. I don't know now, but if you go down to Kearney Mesa, Claremont Mesa Boulevard runs through there, right? Is it Claremont Mesa Boulevard? Where the Target is or used to be. There used to be a Warehouse Records there. I'm trying to think what else was there. There's a lot of plazas there. Like the whole plaza will just be Korean restaurants. Just walk into a different one of them every time you go. I ordered a kimchi sampler plate, right? And you think kimchi is all pickled cabbage, and it's not. Kimchi means like appetizer or small plate food or finger food. They brought us a sampler that had like 60 different little bowls of different shit. Some of it was pickled cabbage. Some of it was like pickled garlic. Some of it was like, they had these little pieces of like toothpick. They were little tiny fish. They were so fucking good, man. Yeah, there's a ton of that shit down there. Is Airsoft Extreme still there? Dream Girls, the fully nude strip club right there, is owned by Deja Vu up the road. Whatever all those are on, that's the road you want. And if you go into Airsoft Extreme, it's all a bunch of Korean dudes that work there. Tell them I sent you and you want to go to lunch with them. They will take you to some amazing food. Cucumber kimchi, yeah, I love it. I love anything cucumber. I drink cucumber vodka all the time. Glad to see that. Had an onion sprout up in different bed this year. Let it grow. Went to seed recently. Wife wanted to pull it. So I have carrots that have been in the bed for 3 years now, have gone to seed, and beets. And every year they drop seed and make more beets and carrots. Let's look in the fridge here. So like this piece of lettuce here from hamburgers last week, if you just take that and put it in the aquaponics system, it'll grow a whole, it'll just continue to grow. These onions right here, after you use them and you just take them and put them in your aquaponics system or put them in dirt, they will grow more onions. It's just cut and come again. You can do it with celery. You can do it with a ton of stuff. Cucumber is the veggie I grow the most. I like pickles. Awesome. Awesome. I like sweet pickles. Not so big on dill. Cucumber kimchi, right on. Cody Wee, what's up, buddy? Flyover Joe, what's up? Rock onions, yeah. Man, if you want some shit to grow, like I can't get grass to grow where I want it, but it'll definitely fucking grass and weeds will grow all through my gravel. The best aquaponics system in the world is just fucking gravel on the ground. I've got walking onions that won't die. Great, man. That's good. Your electric bill must be astounding. Why is that? What are we talking about? My electric bill must be astounding. The electric bill on the property is $3,500 a month. Most of that is these T5 high output bulbs, which make it so hot that it turns on the AC. Now these lights out here, I have lights, and if you look at them, they're front facing and rear. So that light there has one on the back. I guess you can't really see. That one over there has all the lights are front and rear. This here, these are LEDs. This here, that's LEDs. They don't take shit to run. These are these big metal halide lights. So you buy the light fixture from the company, from the power company. It's like 120 bucks, they install it. And then it just adds to your bill. It's like $4 a month per light in the summer and $8 in the winter, or maybe it's $3 and $6, I don't know. But commercial property, cost of doing business, it is what it is. Convert all to LED. So Flyover Joe, everything we put in is LED. These here, yes, we absolutely need to convert them to LED because the ballast creates a ton of heat and the new LED bulbs have no ballast. Those big lights outside, yes, we need to convert them to LED, but that's the power company's pole and that's the power company's power. So I don't know about converting those lights to LED. LED also emits UVC radiation and violet spectrum. Okay, is that bad or good? You gotta talk, because I don't know what, I know you just reached down deep and you said some serious shit. I don't know what you fucking just said. Do I want that or do I not want that? Drac, what's up, man? Gotta bounce in a second. Gotta be in Rochester, New York, Wednesday morning. Pick your brain about four-wheelers next time. We certainly will, buddy. You can come here and we will ride everything we have. Do I like more on knives? No. Yes, I do. I think they're a great fillet knife. I think it's a great little, woodsman knife or whatever. Do I own one? Probably, in with all my fishing shit. Do I use one on a daily basis? No, not at all. What do I have today? I have this, right? This is what I use all the time. It's dull as can be. I never sharpen a knife either. My sharpening a knife is putting a new knife in my pocket. All weekend long, I had this on, right? Big SMF. I had a few Surefires with me. I had all these batteries with me. Followed by green beans, also pickled. other stuff I grow is to make and jar small batch salsa. Rad, awesome, man. We do okra. We do a lot of okra. We do a lot of pickled jalapenos, and by we, I mean not me. Amanda does them. I don't know if you can see all this. This is all pickled stuff for the most part. I love pickled hot carrots with a little jalapeno and onion in them. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I stink. I need a shower. I've been making a conscious effort to wear new shoes and clean socks, right? Which means when I take off my clean shoes and put on my dirty shoes, I never put those dirty socks back into new shoes, right? And if you do that, and your inside shoes and outside shoes are separate, you won't ever have that funky stink, right? You won't have that nasty foot smell. And then I've been, I'll go in the garage, I'll take off my clean shirt, I'll take off my fucking socks and shoes, and I'll put all the nasty shit on. And if you do that, it lasts. So I came inside, I've got the nasty shoes and the dirty ass shirt on. I'm gonna go take a shower and put on clean clothes. I keep the Mora chisel point in the toolbox on the tractor. I'm sure it'd be great for that. Yeah, I would totally take a Mora knife and just leave it in the basket of the four-wheeler, right? Because I don't give a shit if it rusts. I don't care if it gets stolen. You can buy them at Walmart. I think that's great. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Bobby, thanks for being on here. If you're still here, Drac, always good to see you. Permapastures, I don't think you're on here anymore, but thanks everybody for being here. Watch this week. We've been putting up a lot of YouTube videos. We put up short little clips as well as some longer videos. So leave us some comments. We usually eventually go back through there and answer questions. John Witherspoon, good night, man. See you guys.